Well, 23 minutes after 8, President Cyril Ramaphosa will meet with religious leaders this morning, and this to reinforce the national response to the coronavirus outbreak. The meeting is scheduled to take place at the Sefako Makgatho Presidential Guesthouse in Pretoria. And this as the South African Rabbinical Association has announced the closure of all synagogues until further notice as a preventative measure in response to the coronavirus pandemic. Cape Town's biggest mosque also announced it's suspending its Friday prayers for the next month. So for more on today's meeting at the Presidential Guesthouse, we cross now live to that venue where our reporter Chriselda Lewis is standing by. Chriselda, good morning. So what is President Ramaphosa expected to advise these religious leaders on today?
Well, that's right, Sakina. So President Cyril Ramaphosa will meet this morning with religious leaders of the different communities of faith here in South Africa, basically to reinforce the national plan to deal with the spread of the coronavirus in the country. You would know that South Africa currently stands on 116 confirmed cases. So you know that the president has been having quite a number of stakeholder meetings to ensure that stakeholders in the country are all on the same page with government on how we're going to deal with the spread of COVID-19. You would know very importantly there, Sakina, is that you had quite a number of churches who have already sent out statements pertaining to the Sunday church services, some of them saying that they're going to have church services streaming on social media, and also giving a directive to some of the ministers in those churches to get congregates in different groups, but not exceeding 100 as per that directive of President Cyril Ramaphosa, that you can't have gatherings of more than 100 people. So some churches taking steps, others also saying that they're going to cancel Sunday services. But most importantly there, Sakina, as you would know, we're coming up towards the Easter weekend. So the Good Friday services and the Easter Monday services, which draw thousands and even millions of congregants. So that is the main issue at this stage, where the president would want to have consultations with those in the religious sector to ensure that they're all on the same page in terms of ensuring that the national plan that government has in terms of containing the spread of the coronavirus, they also understand that in order to do that, he's going to have the buy-in of the religious sector together with many others as well. So most importantly on the list at this stage is the Easter weekend, where you know that a lot of congregants would converge on various faiths, and that's the issue to deal with at this stage. We've seen quite a number of them send out those statements, cancellations of the Good Friday and Easter Monday services, but it certainly seems like most of these religious leaders, together with the president, in these consultations and talks that we'll have today, would need to speak on in one voice, because South Africa at this stage, you would know, Sakina, is doing everything in its power to ensure that the spread of the coronavirus does not continue. We've seen many countries around the world take action differently pertaining to the threat of those various countries. So South Africa certainly needs to be seen to be doing something, and the president certainly is having meetings with different stakeholders in society.
And Chriselda, just finally, who's expected to attend this meeting with the president today? Well,
Sakina, I have not seen an official list of those who will be leading the delegations of the various faiths, community faiths. But what I do know is that it's religious leaders, and I would presume from majority, if not all, of the faiths or dominions in South Africa, because certainly this would need the buy-in of every single one of the faith-based or the faiths in South Africa. So I've not seen an official list yet, but I'm expecting it to be quite extensive, Sakina, in the sense that we're heading towards a time, of course, where you would expect thousands and even millions of congregants to converge on various churches in South Africa. So there would certainly need to be speaking with one voice in terms of what government's plan is to curb the further spread of the coronavirus in the country.
Well, and that's a critical point there. Thank you so much, Chriselda Lewis, our reporter. And she'll be covering that particular gathering for us, the president meeting with various faith-based leaders. And of course, SABC will bring you all of those developments live and direct. Chriselda Lewis there at the Sefako Makgatho Presidential Guesthouse in Pretoria. Right, we're going to take a quick break and we'll bring you your final news update after that.